Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing the next 6 stages. That's stages 27 to 32 of the Fanhome release of Build E.T. the Extraterrestrial. I love this build. Now, most of this build's just in the box down here. I will show you that at the end to show you where we're actually getting along with. If you remember where we left, it was sort of like a cliffhanger last pack we did. Let me just show you that. We're working on the neck motor here, and that's looking like that. So most of these stages are actually going to be continuing doing the neck motor. We're also going to be starting to do the base today as well. Now, if you do want to get this for yourself, you will need to check it is still available, but there is a link in the video description and also a QR code on the screen. I'm going to jump straight into it without further ado. Let's get cracking. So here you go. This is stage 27. Here's the magazine. And as you can see, we now got the mechanism for the neck parts here, some gears and some cogs, and we're going to be putting these all together. So you know what? I think I am going to bundle some of these packs together because there isn't much to do. So let me show you this magazine. Wow, look, the old Polaroid camera looking like that. And I'm going to move on to stage 28 straight away and show you the instructions for that. So that in these stages, we will do all these together. We've got the motor, which we're putting a worm gear on. We're going to be putting that into the case there. And again, I am going to bundle another one on, I think, because there's not much to do in that one. So let's go to 29 as well. This is the magazine for 29. Looking like that, and it looks like we're closing off this motor section here by putting the top down. And then we've got this roller, by the look of it, which is going to be going on here just like that, completing that motor. So I think that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to do 3 stages at the same time. So here you go, here's stage 27, and as you can see, we do have 4 gears here, and we've got 3 pins. So bringing over what we've just done here, I am going to be getting my grease and trying not to get myself in too much of a mess. I'm going to brush this along the teeth there. Now all of these gears are the same size, and to be honest with you, we're only meant to have 3. So it looks like I've got a spare, which is handy. So what I'm going to do is take one of these pins, put that in the hole there. I've already greased up the teeth here. My hands are getting in a bit of a mess, and that's going to go in there like that. Okay, put another pin just in there. Get the grease out again. And I'm putting that along these teeth. That's going to go down to that shaft there. So they're working now. And then finally the last pin's just going to go in there. Bit of grease around here again. Oh, I'm going to have to clean up my hands. This is a messy job. And that's just going to go over that pin just there. Make sure they all lock in. So again, on the top camera now, when I'm revolving this, you can see how that moves. Excellent. Okay. I do have a spare, which is handy. Just put that to one side. I'm just going to clean the grease off my hands. And this is the part from stage 28, which is the motor here, as you can see. Get that out. Nice big chunky motor, this one. We also have the worm gear there. So I'm just going to open that up and push this onto the shaft of the motor here. It goes on with this way. Actually, I'll show you on the top camera, round. Going to be a tight fit, which to be honest with you, it needs to be. And push that all the way down. We do need this to be down the full shaft, so just tap it like this. And there we go. When that's on, it should look just like that. Perfect. Now this is going to be going just into this section. I do want to put some grease just on this worm gear. So I'm not kidding you. Just on this neck section, the amount of grease I've got in here, well, there's a lot. I'm just going to untangle this wire while I'm at it as well. Also worth checking that the wires are attached to the terminals, which they are. This is just going to be going in here like that. So the worm gear is engaged with this gear here. And again, I'm going to show you on the top camera how that looks. Put that to one side. and then just open stage 29 here, which is going to close up that whole box section there. We have to have some detail bits in here as well. So to that end, I've got a bearing here, and that bearing's just going to drop into the hole just there. Push that down so it's nice and tight in there like that. Then pick this up. I'm going to pin everything together. So make sure that the wires here are coming out the notches at the side there, so that when I clamp this down, the pins are straight there, because we want the pins to engage. It's going to look just like that. Perfect. Now we do have 4 of these big screws here, so I'm going to use my PH1 screwdriver to screw these all into place. They're screwed in from this side. You can see the holes probably on the top camera there, and get this all the way in. Nice and tight. Now there's 4 of these screws to put in. The last one's kind of in the middle there. Now I've got a little roller that's going to go into this catch here. So I'm just going to put one side in, clip the other side. So there we go. Got a little roller now. The big loop of this, again on the top camera, is just going to go round that bottom section there, just like that. We're going to be using the last washer and screw we got to keep that held in. So just line that up. Make sure it's straight and screw that all the way down. It's hard to screw. I've had to put a little bit of oil on that screw there just to get that all the way in, but it is hard to screw in. And that's the end of those 3 stages. Now I am conscious that I haven't tested this, so I'm going to see if I can use the test board just to make sure that that rotates round. So if you remember, I've got this little battery box here. I'm going to plug them in, and hopefully the motor will turn. So I have just tested this, just so you know, we've got 3 reduction gears in here, so this is going to turn slowly. It is loud, but remember, when the neck is going up and down, it's not going to be operating all time. So when I turn this on, you can see that's how slow that's moving. Excellent. But that's all working, and that's all there is to do in those 3 stages. So moving on to stage 30, here's the magazine. And we are now going to be taking a massive section of base here. And it looks like we're putting a battery contact, a battery terminal in there. And we're going to be taking some of the parts we've created in the last stage and screwing these to them. So it's looking just like that. And this is the rest of the magazine. Excellent. So, as you can see here, big piece, very big piece. Get this open. And this is what that base is looking like. As you can see, you've got some ET embossed in there. And that's how big it is compared to me. It is plastic, looking just like that. Excellent. So, opening this pack up, we've got lots of screws and we've got these contacts in here. And what I'm going to need to do is just slot this contact in this way round so that the spring side is on this side here. And it's just going to fit in like that. It's just a push in. Once I've done this, I'm then going to be taking this section here. And again, I don't think there is a way it needs to go because it is symmetrical, but this is going to be fitting over the top of these sections just here like that. They're going to be held in with these massive screws at the bottom. Now there's 4 on each side. So let's just see if there's an easy way to do this. I have zoomed up some of the cameras because it's probably best to do it this way. Once I've got a couple of these screws in, it's going to hold itself into place just like that. Now we've got, just going to peel the tape off here, 4 screws each side to hold this in. So I'm doing this side first. I haven't completely removed that tape because it's keeping this tidy at the moment. And then once that's done, I'll just do the 4 on this side. And there you go. When that's in, it should look like that. And that's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 32, here's the magazine. And as you see, we've got some switches now to put in, which we're going to be putting into the base here. So it's looking just like that. And I think, you know what, I'm going to buddy up because there doesn't seem to be that much to do in that stage. Stage 31 with stage 32, because we are still working on that base in stage 32. And as you can see, we've got the battery box cover and just some clips here to do some wire tidy. So, I'm going to do the last two stages together. And this is the rest of the magazine. So we're just going to get out the charging socket and switch, which are these leads here. Just going to untangle these. Now this is an infrared sensor. We don't actually use that in this stage. I'm just going to keep that to one side. It's these two that I need first. And if you look on the side of the base here, you can see where these are going to go. So probably best on the top camera. I'm going to be putting the switch in first. Now with the switch, if you have a look on the top camera, the on is going towards this edge here. So this is just a case of pushing in. That's an easy one. 1, 2, perfect. Now the other one, we do just need to take off this bolt on this side, nut, sorry, keep confusing nuts and bolts. Been doing that all my YouTube life. Thread it back on, put the charging socket through, and then I'm just going to be screwing it in from this side here. Just a case of getting it tight, so I am going to use my pliers here. Perfect, so that can't move. And that is all there is to do in that stage. And bring over the last pack here. And in this pack we've got some screws. We've still got some screws from the last stage as well. And some brackets and the battery box cover. But what I need is that infrared sensor here. Just going to put this way round. And it's pretty easy to see where this is going to go. It's going to go into this point just on the corner here. So make sure it's fitting flush in there. And that's what we're using these two screws that came in the last stage for. And there you go. That's what that little eye is going to be looking like. So what I want to do then is take the other side of this and pull it down this side here. So it goes all the way through to the top of the other side. So I'm threading this through here. Stand by. Perfect. Just like that. So if I show you from the other side, it's coming out here. Okay, but what we need to do is we want to tidy this up into place here. So to do that, I've got these clips. So put one in there, clip over the top, and then we've got these PTPC screws to put in. So let's put one in here, and they both take 2 of these screws, and then one just onto this section there, and 2 screws. Then I'm going to bundle all these wires together just through that port just there, which means another tab going over the top here. 2 screws, and then finally we just want this to be coming out through that little gap there, so one more tab going in there. That keeps the wires under control. So that should be how that looks. Turning this over, the last thing to do is just put the battery cover into place. So probably on the side camera there, it's just going to go in like that and clip in. And then I do need to get my polishing cloth, get all of my fingerprints off of this. But that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So let's have a quick review of what we've done. So obviously we've worked on this base now, looking like that. We finished the neck motor, which looks like that. Quite a big motor, this one, with this sort of rolling thing on the side. And then we have done this much of the head so far. Everything is locked into place with motors, which is looking cool. We've done an internal frame here. This is all the way up to the stage we're on now. And then finally, right at the start, we did do E.T.'s finger. I do enjoy this build. It's a nice quick one that was today though, but I really do hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.